Chapter 8. The Truth Unveiled. Maya and Nora huddled over the datapad, their faces illuminated by the flickering holographic display. The stolen information from Dr. Emerson's laboratory lay bare, revealing the chilling extent of his conspiracy to control the emotions of Neo-Tokyo's citizens. "This is worse than we ever imagined," Maya whispered, her brow furrowed in a mixture of horror and determination. "Emerson's been manipulating the entire emotion trade, hoarding the rarest and most powerful feelings for himself and his elite clients." Nora's hands trembled as she scrolled through the financial records, her eyes widening with each new revelation. The scarcity of certain emotions, the astronomical prices at the auctions, it was all a facade. He's been deliberately limiting the supply to maintain his stranglehold on the market. Finn paced behind them, his fingers drumming against his thigh. And the emotion suppressants he's been distributing to the masses? That's how he keeps the lower classes docile and compliant. He let out a low whistle, the weight of their discovery sinking in. Maya's lips pressed into a thin line. "We have to expose this to the world. Emerson's been robbing people of their basic right to feel. We can't let him get away with it any longer." Nora's gaze shifted between Maya and Finn, a newfound resolve hardening her features. "Then that's what we'll do. We'll bring Emerson's empire crashing down and free the city from his emotional tyranny." The trio huddled closer, mapping out their plan of attack. Time was of the essence. They knew Emerson would not hesitate to tighten his grip on the city's emotions the moment he caught wind of their findings. In his opulent penthouse office, Dr. Emerson paced before the panoramic window, his hands clasped behind his back. The city sprawled out before him, through its towering skyscrapers and neon-soaked streets, a testament to his iron-fisted control. A soft chime interrupted his thoughts, and he pivoted to face the holographic display on his desk. The image of a stern-faced security chief flickered to life. "Dr. Emerson, we've detected unauthorized access to the main emotion distribution hub. It appears to be the work of the resistance group." Emerson's jaw tightened, his eyes narrowing. "Impossible. My security measures are foolproof. How could they have breached the system?" "We're still investigating, sir, but it seems they've obtained classified data from the laboratory." The security chief paused, a flicker of unease crossing his features. "They appear to be planning a massive disruption to the emotion supply." Emerson's fingers drummed against the polished surface of his desk, his mind racing. He had devoted years to cultivating his carefully balanced emotional economy, ensuring the elite maintained their privileged access to the rarest and most potent feelings while the masses remained content with their limited emotional allotments. The thought of that delicate equilibrium being shattered sent a chill down his spine. "Unacceptable. Initiate the citywide suppression protocol immediately and double the security presence at all emotion distribution hubs. I want those traitors found and neutralized before they can carry out their plan." The security chief nodded, his image flickering out of existence. Emerson stared out at the glittering cityscape, his jaw set with determination. He had come too far to let a handful of rebels tear down everything he had built. This was his city, his empire, and he would do whatever it took to protect it. Maya, Nora, and Finn huddled in the dimly lit command center of the resistance movement, the holographic maps and schematics casting an eerie glow over their faces. "Emerson's already put the city on high alert," Finn reported, his fingers flying across the touchscreen. "Security forces are converging on the main distribution hubs, and he's initiated a citywide emotion suppression protocol." Maya's brow furrowed. "We have to move fast, then. If he manages to lock down the emotion supply, we may never get another chance to disrupt his system." Nora's gaze hardened with steely resolve. "Then let's not waste any time. We need to hit Emerson where it hurts the most, at the heart of his operation." The trio pored over the intelligence, formulating a daring plan to infiltrate Emerson's primary emotion distribution facility. It would be their greatest challenge yet, but the stakes had never been higher. The streets of Neo-Tokyo pulsed with a tense, anxious energy as the citizens felt the effects of the emotion suppression protocol. Laughter and joy were muted, replaced by a pervasive sense of unease and listlessness. The usual vibrant hum of the city had been dampened, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Amid the growing unrest, Maya, Nora, and Finn made their way through the darkened alleys, moving with a sense of urgency. They reached the towering walls of Emerson's primary emotion distribution facility, its fortified defenses a daunting obstacle. "All right, let's do this," Maya said, her eyes narrowing with determination. "Finn, you take point on the security systems. Nora and I will handle the physical infiltration." Finn nodded, his fingers already flying across his tablet's touchscreen. "I'll try to create a temporary blind spot in their surveillance network. That should give you an opening to get inside." Nora took a deep breath, her gaze hardening. "Let's make Emerson pay for what he's done to this city." The team split up, each taking on their assigned tasks with a sense of urgency. Maya and Nora crept along the shadows, their movements fluid and calculated as they approached the imposing gates. Suddenly, a series of bright lights flashed to life, and the sound of automated turrets whirring into action filled the air. Nora instinctively grabbed Maya, pulling her to the ground as a barrage of gunfire tore through the space they had just occupied. "Finn, what happened?" Maya shouted into her comm, her heart pounding in her ears. "I'm sorry. They must have upgraded their security protocols." Finn's voice was laced with frustration. "I can't override the system. They've locked me out." Maya and Nora exchanged a tense glance, realizing they had no choice but to press forward. They sprinted towards the gates, weaving through the hail of bullets as they searched for a way inside. Deep within the fortified facility, Dr. Emerson observed the unfolding chaos on the security monitors, his lips curving into a cold, satisfied smile. "So, the rebels have finally made their move," he murmured, his fingers steepling before him. "But they're far outmatched." He reached for a sleek, high-tech device on his desk, its surface glowing with a network of intricate circuitry. Time to show them the true power of the emotion trade. With a few deft taps, Emerson initiated a series of countermeasures, unleashing a barrage of targeted emotional stimuli throughout the facility. The air crackled with a palpable energy, the very atmosphere becoming charged with a potent cocktail of feelings. "Let's see how they fare against my emotional gauntlet," Emerson mused, his gaze fixed on the security feeds as Maya and Nora made their desperate push towards the main entrance. Maya and Nora darted through the hail of gunfire, their senses assaulted by the overwhelming sensations that permeated the air. Nora suddenly stumbled, a wave of intense despair washing over her. "Maya, I can't," she gasped, her knees buckling as she fought to stay upright. Maya grabbed her sister's arm, steadying her. "Nora, focus. We have to keep moving." But as they pressed forward, the oppressive emotions intensified, seeping into their very core. Maya felt her own resolve wavering, a paralyzing fear taking hold of her limbs. "What is this?" she stammered, her voice trembling. "It's like the feelings are being amplified, forced upon us." Nora's eyes widened in realization. "Emerson, he's using the emotion transfer technology against us." The siblings found themselves caught in a maelstrom of cascading emotional states, each one more overwhelming than the last. Despair gave way to crippling anxiety, which in turn was replaced by a searing, all-consuming rage. Maya gritted her teeth, forcing herself to push through the onslaught. "We can't let him win. We have to reach that facility, no matter what." Summoning every ounce of their willpower, Maya and Nora fought against the tidal wave of emotions, inching closer to the fortified gates. But with each step, the intensity only seemed to grow, threatening to shatter their resolve. Finn watched the security feeds with growing alarm, his fingers flying across the touchscreen as he desperately tried to find a way to assist his teammates. "Damn it, Emerson's got them trapped in an emotional feedback loop," he growled, his brow furrowed in concentration. "I need to find a way to disrupt the signal, or they won't stand a chance." Scanning the schematics, Finn's eyes landed on a series of critical access points that could potentially allow him to override Emerson's emotional countermeasures. Without hesitation, he sprinted towards the nearest maintenance tunnel, determined to reach the facility's core and stop the onslaught before it was too late. Maya and Nora clung to each other, their bodies racked with tremors as they fought against the onslaught of emotions. The intense despair, the paralyzing fear, the all-consuming rage, each one threatened to overwhelm them, sapping their strength with every passing moment. "I can't. I can't do this, Nora gasped, her voice barely above a whisper. It's too much, Maya. I can't feel like this anymore. Maya's grip tightened on her sister's arm, her eyes burning with determination. You have to, Nora. We're so close. We can't give up now. Nora's gaze met Maya's, and in that moment, a newfound resolve flickered to life within her. She had spent years insulating herself from the full range of emotions, denying her own humanity in pursuit of her privileged lifestyle. But now, with her very sense of self under assault, she realized just how much she had been missing. No more, Nora growled, her voice steadying. I won't let Emerson take this from me, from all of us. With a renewed sense of purpose, Nora and Maya surged forward, their bodies trembling but their spirits unbroken. They pushed against the onslaught, fighting through the emotional maelstrom that threatened to consume them. As they reached the gates, Nora's hand shot out, grasping a small device attached to the wall. With a few deft motions, she bypassed the security protocols, and the massive doors began to groan open. We're in, Maya shouted, her voice tinged with relief and triumph. Now let's go show Emerson what we're made of. The sisters plunged into the facility, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and determination. The battle for Neo Tokyo's emotional liberation had just begun.